Good evening, I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Andria Nakano. Ken and Liz are off tonight. Our top story, an historic pick to fill Kamala Harris's U.S. Senate seat.
Watch this. It's how Governor Newsom gave Secretary of State Alex Padilla a huge promotion.
Can you imagine what Mom would be thinking now as I ask you if you want to be the next U.S. Senator of the United States, the great state of California?
You serious? I'm honored, man.
It was an emotional moment for Padilla. He's the son of Mexican immigrants who has worked his way up the power structure within the Democratic Party. KPIX 5's Andria Borba says with this high-profile pick, there are some critics. Andria?
Well, Alex Padilla will become the first Latino senator representing the state of California in the Senate, but there are others who wanted to see a black woman replace Kamala Harris.
You are ultimately in control.
The high point of a career that started in the LA City Council to the California State Senate and most recently as the California Secretary of State has reached a new pinnacle.
I'm honored, man. And I'm humbled.
But Alex Padilla's selection to replace Kamala Harris is not free of controversy. Without Harris, there are no black women in the Senate any longer. Among those expressing disappointment, San Francisco Mayor London Breed.
Situation as we are trying to move this country forward and making sure that black lives truly matter and that African Americans have a seat at the table, especially African American women, after what was done in this race on a national level.
San Francisco State Professor Joe Tuman, who teaches political and media studies, says the reaction is understandable.
It's not unreasonable for them to sound some disappointment in this case with the fact that perhaps the governor could have looked at other people and maybe made his payback that way.
Among those considered to be on the short list for the Senate seat, Oakland Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who tweeted this out after the Padilla announcement. Seeing all the words of support means so much to me. Thank you to all those who lifted me up and supported progressive black women and women of color in leadership. Onward together. Tuman says there may have been some political calculus in not appointing a black California congresswoman to Harris's seat.
The truth is the House of Representatives lost some seats, some Democratic seats. Some of that gain that they made in 2018, they gave back in this most recent election. So there is a little bit of a concern, I'm sure, about plucking people out of the House.
Now, back out here live, I spoke to former Mayor Willie Brown a short time ago. He called the choice of Padilla and not a black woman a disappointment, but he said he's made appointments himself and also says that Governor Newsom may have been in a situation where he felt that Padilla was the best choice. He says the governor can redeem himself with black women by appointing them to some high-level positions that have been vacated here in the state of California, including the Secretary of State's office. Just a short time ago, the governor appointed Assemblywoman Shirley Weber, a black woman who was born of sharecropper parents, to that position. Now the Attorney General's job, which is also being vacated into the Biden administration, remains open at this point.
And Andria, have we heard anything from Vice President-elect Harris on her successor yet?
She says she is excited to work with her friend, Mr. Padilla, as he enters the U.S. Senate.